Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm going to try and make like a little folder to put the big tags that we made for the Friday Freebies and this lovely journal which I collaged with the Friday Freebies as well, which are lovely, which are some lovely collage pieces. So if you haven't got them, pop over to the Facebook group. You can join the group and you can get these lovely Friday Freebies, and they are great. So this is what I have been doing. So I want to make a little folder to put the 4 of these in and the little sort of notebook. Now what I have got 2 pieces of, this is Collage Backing Papers 3, I believe. I'll pop it underneath, the link to it. I printed 2 of them off and I've popped them printed on the back and the front, just like that. I have got some beautiful lace here which I wanted to use as the pockets like this, so I will have a pocket to pop the little tag in. I was going to use some vellum or tracing paper, but I thought I would sort of like make it look a little bit prettier with a little bit of lace instead. I think that looks really nice, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use some seam binding as the closure as well. So it's only a few things, not too many. So what I was thinking about doing, I was going to just fold these in half. Let me just put that one away. I'm going to fold them in half like this. So we got 2. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, or quite simple, because sometimes we overthink too much, and I think the simplest things sometimes are the nicest things. Well, I'm trying to make it simple anyway. So I've got 2 like this. I'm going to open them up, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick these together like that. So this does, well, I want it to go this way in and this way, so we've just got like a really simple folder. I wanted to stick the 2 back pieces together just to give it a bit more rigidness on there. I printed this onto a 250 GSM paper, and I thought I'd have the tree on the front, not that you'd really see it because you're going to have the tag on there anyway, but I'm going to leave a little gap as well, because I'm going to sort of like maybe 1/4 of an inch here, because if we pop the little book in, it gives it just a little bit more room in there as well. So I'm just going to pull that out just a little bit, so these, oh gosh, these just fold up and that gives it a little bit more room like that. What I could actually do, what I might do as well, I've got the thing, I might just do a little score line down there, so we've got tiny little bit of a sort of spine on there. Let me see, let me just get this out, my scoreboard that doesn't really match up, but so we've got the, there we go, I've got this one here, so that's our main line going down there, and then 1, 2, maybe I'll do 3. That's about right. We can try just like that. So then we've got like a little spine. I think that might work like that. There we go. So if we put this one in there like that, that lifts up. So we want to do this side, don't we? So if I put this one in, that goes down, and then we want 1, 2, 3. Down like that. Let's see if that works. Pop that away, out of the way. So we've got a little bit of a spine here, so if we put the book in, we've got that little bit there, and that comes up like that. So that would look quite nice, won't it? So I'm going to stick this down. Which do I need at the back? Doesn't really matter, does it? So I will leave a little gap like that, I think. Yes, so I'm going to leave sort of like half an inch, a quarter of an inch there, and just glue that down so it's nice and straight. I will sew this, I think, because I want to sew the lace on as the pocket. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick this down. But what I did want to do is pop this in here as the closure. I wonder if I could stick that on there. Let's just stick this little bit down. I'm going to do it with a bit of glue stick, I think, for now. Let's just, because I'm going to sew it anyway. I'm going to put lots of nice glue on there. I'm going to leave a little bit here because I want to see if I can pop in a little bit of seam binding on there. So let's stick this on. So we are nice and straight. There we go. And then I should, probably not, let me find my little pokey tool. My scissors will do. Let's see if I've got a little gap in here. Just there. So I've got enough there just to pop in a little bit of seam binding in a minute. So then we can do it like that. So we've got our little folder. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Okay. And then this will go in the middle. So I'm going to put that in the middle. I'm going to put, because we've got feathers on this one, I think I'm going to pop him on the outside like that. And then we're going to have one of the tags this side, one this side, so they will just fold in like that. That will fold in because we're going to have it the other way, and then we've got that one on there. Okay, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. So what I think I might do is pop a little bit of lace on here for the big pocket. So I'm going to go right to the edge, which is this one here, like that, and to there, and the other edge there. So we want it roughly this big. I was going to do it all the way along. I thought about doing it all the way along, but I don't think I will, because we want this to lift up nicely. We don't want it all sort of like wrinkled up, because what I might do is put a little bit of this down there, couldn't we? We shall see. Let's stick this on first. I'm going to just pop a little bit of glue down here. A little bit of glue down here. Stick this on. Might be a little bit big actually. I have to trim a little bit more off there. Just trim this down. Stick that on. Oops. And then what we can do is we can sew that, and then this will just slip in there like that. And by the time I sew it around it, I think that's a lovely little pocket. So I'm just going to leave that in there for a second, and then that will just fold up. I'm going to pop this one on here. I wonder if I could wrap it around. No, I think maybe I will. I'm going to just pop that down. Stick that on there. Like that. Pop a little bit of glue down here. wrap this, oops, twist it round, just along there, so we've got one there. Put a little bit of glue on here. This is gorgeous lace, isn't it? I was gifted this and I think it's absolutely beautiful. I tend to sort of hoard things though, so I thought I might as well use it. Put that on there. I can just trim it off. Okay, perfect. So then that means we can have a tag in here like that. It's going to fall through the bottom because I need to sew it first, and then we can have a tag in there, and that's really simple. Looks lovely, I think. I'm going to do the same with this side. Some my bits and pieces everywhere. Pop a little bit of glue down here. On. Down here. So this is quite a simple one. Quite a nice simple one. And again, you obviously can embellish them however you want. Once you've made the basic little folder, you can then start adding lovely bits and pieces to it as well. Let's pop a little bit here. A bit down there. Perfect. There we go. Lovely. Let me put the lid on there. That looks really good. And then that goes on there and that goes on there. Probably could have put something. I might just leave that blank for now actually, because I want to put the little bit of ribbon in there. Let's see if we can do that. There's a little bit of seam binding before I start sewing it all up. Find the end, cut it off straight. Now I want to sort of poke this in here, it's sort of more of the middle, isn't it? So I want to poke that in there, and then I will sew up through here, sew up that line there. Oops. And then I was going to add one of these in. Which one? Just on there, and then have some of this coming out of there, and that will be the little closure. That will work, won't it? Perfect. Okay, so let me pop that in there. I'm going to cut it off about there, I think. So I think that looks really pretty, doesn't it? So let's take the little book out. This one's a little bit baggier because obviously we want it because the book's a bit thicker. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to, or shall I just use a bit of this? This is just some very thin, it's sort of like little cotton curtain that I've had them for ages and ages. They just sort of like tea stained it or coffee stained it. Let's see if I put that in there like that. Still fits if I put that in. Okay, I like to reinforce my spine bits as well, so I think I will just put this down through here. So again, you can use an extra piece of paper if you wanted to, or an extra piece of card to put these on, or you can use some fabric, whatever you have. To this side. Down little bits of cotton off. Let's go this way. In the middle, not quite. Chop that little bit off, so then that just folds like that, and then shall we have it on the outside as well? Actually, and that would hold that piece in, wouldn't it? So let's get the little bits off, put this over here like that. Where's my glue? Let's stick this little bit down there. Oops, on there. There's the little spine bit that goes down there. Pop a little bit of glue. So it goes into the middle. And then this side, a little bit of glue down there. Oops. I use the glue stick because it's sticks it down just enough to sew it, and it's almost like a sort of dry glue, so it dries quite quickly as well. So that's pretty good, isn't it? So that would go across there, that would go across there. Obviously I will sew these two bits down. No, it goes that way. So if I sew that down there, and that little eyelet on there, we can just tie it there, can't we? Perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sew down these bits here, and then I'm going to sew all the way around the outside, so all the lace and all the little bits of edging will stay down. Make sure I keep this out of the way so I don't sew that. Pop that in the pocket, I think. So there we go, guys. I'll be back 2 minutes and I would have done that. Okay, so there we go. I have just sewn around down these bits to keep the little spine bit on, and around the outside with like a nice little zigzag stitch. So I think that's really, really lovely. Let's cut this little bit off here. Don't need that. Oops. Okay, perfect. So I need to pop a little, let's just see what it looks like, shall we, first. Now I want to put this one on the front like that, so we don't have, so we've got those lovely feathers, so they don't get too squashed. You can pop you in there. You can pop a lovely horse on that side. Well, I'm glad I used the lace. I think that looks really pretty. This tag in here, obviously you don't have to use the Friday Freebie tags. You can pop whatever you like inside, but I think that looks just gorgeous. So that flips up like that, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little eyelet here, and then we can use that as the closure like that. So a lovely simple little folder to put the tags in. Again, pop whatever you like in there, but it's a really nice idea just to pop little pockets and bits and pieces in, and a gorgeous gift for somebody as well. So let's take those out. I need to make a little hole roughly here. Let me just get a pencil. So if we stick, make a little mark there, make sure that's in place. Where is my rubber dial here? Take this out. Let's see, should we just have this lovely one here? Make a little hole in it with this one. easy. Stay in there. Stay in there. Oh gosh, flicking it everywhere. There we go. Now stay. Oops. Didn't do that very well, did I? Didn't do that very well at all, but that's okay. Why didn't that go on there very well? I wonder. Probably because there we go. It's on. There we go. Now what I need to do is pop a little bit of this. I might actually just, let me find the end, have two pieces this side. Let's have it the same length. Scissors. Pop this through like this. Loop it over if we can. Pull that tight. Gosh, I'm not doing a very good job of that, am I? And then we've got two that side and one that side, so then we could just tie that into a little bow. Love it. So that was a simple little project, wasn't it? So we're going to have a lovely little dancing man on there, theatrical man in there. We shall have the lovely vintage lady in this one. We shall have this one that was our last Friday freebie. You can pop you on the inside, and I was going to pop the horse on this one like that. And then that just opens up, and then we've got this lovely, this is really simple to make. It's just a few pages, and all as I did was collage the Friday freebies onto there. Onto a piece of card, backed it with a piece of a tea stain, a coffee stain paper, added a few pages in there, and sewed around it. And that's such a simple, lovely little notebook. So then they just fold up like that, and then we've got this lovely little tie there. So there we go, guys. That was a lovely little project. Quite simple, just some card, some lace. Again, if you don't have a sewing machine, you don't have to sew. You just make sure that these are sort of like stuck on, and you can always use paper as well. But I wanted to use a bit of lace so you can just sort of like see the colour through, just see a little bit of it. But I think that looks really, really lovely. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all soon. Alright guys, bye bye.